Namaste, my dear Hindu brothers and sisters. Welcome to the next video in this series. In the first episode, we saw Muhammad bin Qasim's invasion of Sindh and the destruction he unleashed. But today, we will speak of Mahmud of Ghazni, whom I call the Butcher of Bharat. Yes, that very Mahmud, who launched 17 brutal raids on India, who enslaved millions of Hindus, who demolished temples, who looted, burned, and shattered our sacred heritage. But do you know his real truth? The truth that was never taught in your schools, never spoken of in your colleges, because history was twisted, the truth was suppressed. So today, we will uncover Mahmud of Ghazni's real face, the reality of his crimes, what they never told you. Get ready, because this story is filled with pain, filled with anger, and filled with truth. So let us begin. Mahmud of Ghazni, the Butcher of Hindustan. The year 1000 CE. A dark shadow loomed over the plains of North India. Mahmud of Ghazni, a name that still evokes terror. 27 years, 17 invasions, a raid every 18 months. His targets? Temples, cities, civilizations. Mathura, the birthplace of Lord Krishna. Kannauj, the center of culture and wealth. And Somnath, where the divine light of Shiva burned bright. Al-Biruni, Tarikh al-Hind, writes, Mahmud did not merely plunder India. He shattered its gods, looted its gold and silver, and enslaved its people, all in the name of Allah. His first victim, King Jaipal, the proud ruler of the Shahi dynasty, 1001 CE, the Battle of Hind, Firishta, Gulshani Ibrahimi, records that 50,000 Hindu soldiers were slaughtered. Jaipal was captured, dragged to Khurasan, paraded on a donkey through the streets of Ghazni. Al-Biruni describes, he was humiliated like a common criminal. His daughters were sold in the slave markets. His wife took her own life rather than face capture. But Mahmud's goal was not just victory. He wanted wealth, slaves, and jihad. Firishta writes, he destroyed the temples of Hind, smashed the idols of the gods, and looted gold and silver beyond measure. But his greatest plunder? Human lives. 500,000 captives, 500,000 people enslaved. Most died on the march from hunger, thirst, exhaustion. Those who survived? Sold in Ghazni's markets for just 80 dinars, as recorded by Al-Biruni. Firishta states, slaves were so cheap that anyone could buy them. This was not trade, it was annihilation. But this was only the beginning. Mahmud's true intentions were far more sinister. 1015 CE. Thane Sar, a city of scholars, poets, and saints. But Mahmud of Ghazni turned it into a graveyard. Firishta records Mahmud attacked Thane Sar, where thousands of Brahmins and learned men resided. He either slaughtered them or enslaved them. 200,000 slaves, 200,000 people, mostly Brahmins and intellectuals, sold for just 10 dinars each. Al-Biruni writes, they held books in their hands, but Mahmud shackled them in chains. Their manuscripts were burned, and they were sold like cattle in the slave markets. The temples of Thane Sar were demolished. The idols of the gods were smashed. Firishta describes Mahmud left no stone unturned. He even used the temple stones to build his own palaces in Ghazni. But the worst horror? The massacre. Al-Biruni writes, the streets of Thane Sar ran red with blood. Children, women, the elderly, no one was spared. The journey of the slaves began from Punjab to Bukhara, Samarkand. Firishta records, thousands perished on the way, but Mahmud did not care. To him, they were just goods. Price of a slave? A man, 20 dinars. A woman, 10 dinars. A child, just 5 dinars. But Thane Sar's destruction was only a prelude. Mahmud's next target? Kannauj, the jewel of India's wealth. 1019 CE. Kannauj, the symbol of India's wealth and grandeur. But Mahmud of Ghazni reduced it to ruins. Firishta, Gulshani Ibrahimi writes, Kannauj was so rich that Mahmud gained millions of dinars in a single raid. But he did not stop at looting gold. He enslaved its people too. 750,000 slaves, 750,000 people. A number so staggering it still sends shivers down the spine. Al-Biruni, Tarikh al-Hind, describes, the people of Kannauj were so wealthy that they owned golden utensils. But Mahmud took everything and turned them into slaves. Price of a slave? A healthy man, 20 dinars. A woman, 10 dinars. A child, just 5 dinars. But Mahmud did not just loot wealth and enslave people. He destroyed art and culture. Firishta writes, The poets, singers, and artists of Kannauj were either killed or enslaved. Their art was burned to ashes. The temples of Kannauj were demolished. The idols of the gods were crushed. Al-Biruni records, Mahmud destroyed the temples so thoroughly that their ruins are still found today. He smashed the idols so badly that they became unrecognizable. But Kannauj's destruction was just another chapter. Mahmud's next target? Somnath, the holy shrine of Hindu faith. 1025 CE. Somnath, the sacred heart of Hindu devotion. But Mahmud of Ghazni desecrated it. Al-Biruni, Tarikh al-Hind writes, the Somnath temple was so holy that Hindus considered it the home of their gods. But Mahmud broke it down. He insulted their deities. 50,000 Hindus were slaughtered. 100,000 were enslaved. But Mahmud's real target? The temple's treasure. 20 million dinars worth of gold. Firishta Gulshani Ibrahimi describes, Mahmud broke down the temple doors, looted the gold and silver inside, crushed the idols of the gods, and shattered the faith of the Hindus. But Mahmud did not just destroy the temple, he broke the soul of the Hindus. Al-Biruni writes, the Hindus fought to the death to save their temple, but Mahmud showed no mercy. He bathed the temple in their blood. The desecration of Somnath was not just an attack, it was a cultural massacre. Firishta records, Mahmud did not even spare the temple stones. He used them to build mosques in Ghazni. He crushed Hindu faith under his boots. But Somnath's fall was not Mahmud's last raid. He attacked 17 times. Each time a new massacre. Each time a new plunder. Each time a new destruction. Mahmud of Ghazni died, but his legacy lived on. What he started was only the beginning. The Delhi Sultanate carried forward his brutality. Firishta writes, Mahmud broke India so badly that it took centuries to recover. He humiliated Hindus so much that they feared to call themselves Hindus. But even after his death, the era of slavery continued. The slave dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate enslaved Hindu kings, extorted taxes from them, destroyed their temples, crushed their culture. Al-Biruni warns, the cycle of slavery will never end, as long as people forget, as long as they repeat the mistakes of history. But have we learned the lesson? Have we forgotten? Will we repeat the same mistakes? Mahmud of Ghazni's story is not just history, it is a warning, a lesson that must never be forgotten. In the next episode, the slave dynasty of Delhi, when Hindu kings became slaves, where Indian kings themselves became slave traders, where a new era of cruelty was born. My dear Hindu brothers and sisters, this history is not easy. Even listening to it is difficult. But turning away from truth is far more dangerous. Our civilization has endured much, and now it is time to learn it, to understand it, and to preserve it. If you believe that honest, research-based conversations about our past matter, then subscribe to this channel today, turn on the bell notification, and share this video with anyone who wants to seriously understand the history of India. Because an informed society becomes a strong society. I will see you again in the next chapter. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Matram.